Hello, everyone. Welcome to day 30 of our 21-day journey together. My name is Prasad Bevan. It's a wonderful privilege to be here with you all today. I hope you're ready to experience a wonderful meditation. Could I have the slideshow to introduce what we'll need today? So there's two things we'll need. First is the foot soak, which includes a towel, a rinsing bucket, a foot soak tub, and some salt. So that's, yeah, if you don't have that, it's fine. But we'll do a meditation with the foot soak. Then the next thing we'll need is a ice treatment. So we'll use an ice pack or a flexible gel or a bag filled with ice, anything that you like to help. Yeah, these are some of the techniques we'll use for later. If you don't have any of those, don't worry about it. So session two is for beginners and continuing participants. We'll really learn more through practice and experiencing this meditation. So it's a chance to go a bit deeper. We'll review all the things that we did, the same topics, and we'll also introduce some new topics with different, more advanced techniques. The goal is to deepen this experience, to get more silent and to get more established ultimately. So if you are new or continuing, you can request to go in a breakout room at the end of the program. There will be a review of the course materials, and for a review of the course materials and recordings, you can go to the website. We also really encourage you to visit one of the programs in your local area. And this is a wonderful opportunity to meet a Sahaja Yoga teacher. And yeah, to physically meet someone is slightly better, I think. So last Sunday, we did collectivity, that was the theme. Today, the theme is where is your attention? So this is a really crucial aspect of Sahaja Yoga meditation. And the attention is really what helps us to enter into a meditative state when we take it inside ourselves. So we'll go deeper into that today. So the agenda is we'll have two presenters sharing a guided meditation. We'll have a video of Shri Mataji. We'll have a musician playing some beautiful music to take us into this state. And at the end, we'll have some questions and answers with presenters. Sahaja Yoga is free. We can't charge you for something that is your own. This Kundalini is your own, so we can't charge for that. And without further ado, let's introduce our presenters for this evening. Let's introduce them to the panel. Please tell us something about yourself and what you do in addition to teaching Sahaja Yoga meditation. Catherine.
Okay, good evening, everyone. Nice to see you again. So I live in Paris and I'm a teacher there. I teach literature and also teach dance. I practice Sahaja since my teenagehood. In fact, I met Shri Mataji in 1988 at a conference she gave at the University of Geneva. And since then, my experience was so strong, so deep. I went on meditating every day.
Thank you, Catherine. Fadwa.
Good evening. Hello, I'm Fedwa from England. I live in Canterbury. I work as a part-time architect and I'm also a mother of three, and I've been practicing Sahaja Yoga for a good while, and I'm really happy to be here this evening to share it with you and guide you through a meditation.
Thank you, and Kabir.
Good evening, everyone. I'm delighted to be here with you and follow that meditation. I started practicing Sahaja Yoga back in the 80s, so it's been quite a while now. And I'm a label manager in a music company, and I brought with me my friend the guitar to play some music during the meditation later in that program.
Thank you. So let's let our lead, Catherine, if you could take us into meditation, please.
Okay. So before the first meditation, I'm going to give you a few explanations. So attention is the major subject for our yoga, to deepen our experience and to reach the thoughtlessness. What is the difference between concentration and attention? Concentration is an effort we make on a mental level here on our forehead. We fix our concentration on a subject and we try to think about it. Attention is happening higher on a subtler level, on a spiritual level here. When we place our awareness, our consciousness above our mind on the seventh chakra. When we place our attention there, it's much easier to feel and discover our depth, to reach thoughtlessness, and to enjoy the state of yoga. So this is the main difference. That's why in Sahaja Yoga we always speak about attention. Shri Mataji, to help us establish our own yoga, advised us at the beginning to ask ourselves the question, where is my attention? And practicing that, it was easily to notice that immediately our attention would come back. My attention would come back inside myself on my axis, my central channel. And again, I had just had to place it here on the fontanelle bone area to be back to the peaceful state of yoga. Peaceful to reach a more detached state and to benefit from the wisdom given by the Kundalini. This was instant, and this is still very instant and natural. So this is a very helpful question, a very simple one. Where is my attention? And immediately, boom, you're back to the center and to your depth. So the attention in the human beings is dealt by the liver. The liver is a very big organ, very important organ placed on the right side of our abdomen below the rib cage. On a physical level, the liver is meant to cleanse our blood from all the different toxins. It's very important. But on a subtle level, the liver creates the gray cells for our brain. So when we think too much, we plan too much, we work too much, we are exhausting our liver, and that creates an excess of heat inside of body, especially on the right side. That's why we use the technique of foot soaking and the ice pack. We can try now already to take the ice pack. That's the easy one. I will explain you another technique at the end of the meditation. We take this one and we place it here on the right side on our abdomen. The liver is here. This organ is managed by two chakras. The right Swadhisthana, which is the second chakra, here, the bottom of the right channel. And this chakra helps to enhance the quality and the purity of our attention. And the third chakra on the right channel, the Nabhi chakra, will help enhancing the strength and the stability of our attention. So it is important to use the power of these two chakras inside ourselves to strengthen the power, the spiritual power of our liver, and also on a physical level to cleanse it and getting rid of all this excess of heat. Because this heat, when we think too much during the day, creates a sensation of stress, of tension, and of irritability, of anger, and this is very unpleasant. That is why we are going to now experience the technique called the foot soak. So take your bucket full of water. You can choose to use cold water or lukewarm water according to your feeling, your intuition. You take a handful of salt to put into the water because the salt is the earth element. Earth and water element will absorb the excess of heat inside ourselves. So let's place both our feet inside the bucket like this. Open your hands. I think by now you all know how to raise your Kundalini, but I will show it again. The left hand is rising up like this along the spine, the central channel, and the right hand is turning like this around it, crossing all the chakras, and above your head you make a knot. To ask your attention and your Kundalini to be above the mind. Okay, second time. Let's do it all together. This time, 2 knots. When we do the knots, you can feel the subtle breeze of your Kundalini. Third time. Three knots. Now with your right hand, try to feel the beam, the cool breeze of your spiritual energy. It can be a little bit warm because it's the end of the day after the work, but you will see with the foot soak technique that very quickly it will become much cooler, therefore nicer. Now, place fully your attention on your Kundalini, on the cool breeze of your Kundalini. And you will notice that it's very easy to become thoughtless. Okay? Now, this spiritual power, we are going to spread it around ourselves, making a bandhan. 7 times. 7 circle, 2 for 1 for each chakra. We are enveloping ourselves with the power of the Kundalini, the peaceful and pure power of our Kundalini. Both hands open, attention above the fontanelle. Now to reduce the heat in the liver, we open our right hand like this, and we raise our left hand towards the sky. And so that the ether element can absorb all that excess of heat. And this will reduce all the tensions, the tiredness inside ourselves. We maintain our attention on the 7th chakra above our head, and we let go. We surrender to this spiritual power, and we let our Kundalini work out for us, cool down our right channel, and cool down our liver. We might feel the right thumb or the right major fingers tingling. These are the famous 2 chakras managing our liver. The Kundalini is now working on regenerating them, regenerating our liver power and getting rid of the excess of heat. We remain in this detached state and we just observe our Kundalini working for us. Okay, now we will learn how to make a bandhan on our liver. Move our computer like this. So left hand is open, right hand, the cool breeze that you can feel here in the center of your palm, which is also the Kundalini. You will use it to make a small bandhan. We used to do a big bandhan around ourselves. Now we do a small bandhan for the liver in a circular way, like the chakra is turning. We turn there 3 times, and it's like we take the heat and the toxins and we throw them into the water, in the bucket. If you don't have a fruit soak bucket, you just give it to the earth element. Okay, let's do it again. 3 times. And we take the heat, put it into the foot soak. Now with closed eyes, attention above our head. Let's do it again. And now try to feel the depth of this bandhan and the effect of the bandhan. Three times and then 3 turns and then into the foot soak. One more time. Okay, both hands open. Let's check. What is the impact of raising the Kundalini, making a bandhan, using eyes on the liver, taking a foot soak, making bandhan on the liver? Is our right hand cooler and softer now? Is our inner state more peaceful? Are we more calm? Okay, we learn another gesture. We take the coolness of the lunar channel, the left channel, and balance it into the right channel. And then like this, and then we put the energy into the water. Let's do it 7 times. And again, observing the effect of this gesture. Left to the right. Okay, both hands open. Now we raise again our Kundalini along the central channel. Place the center of our palm on the fontanelle and raise again. Let's do it 3 times. And raise. One more time. Center of the palm, which is the 7th chakra, on the fontanelle, and then we raise hand and attention above. Okay, we merge our attention into the cool breeze of our Kundalini to become deeply thoughtless And we will move our right hand, place it down on our lap. The Kundalini is bringing peace, but also is regenerating all our system, all our chakras, all our organs, regenerating our nervous system. And the more we are silent, the more efficient her work can be. Any thought appearing, going back above our head on our Kundalini in the present moment. We detach and we rise above, and again we find the silence. It's very easy and natural. Okay, now we will rinse our feet with water and dry our feet with our towel and place the bucket aside. We take away the ice pack. We will empty it later. You could notice that the water was much warmer just because it had absorbed all our excessive heat. Do we feel more peaceful, more clean, more serene? Let's see for ourselves. Now we are going to listen to Shri Mataji's speech about attention. So please, let's keep both our hands open to feel the cool breeze also in our palms, and attention here above our Sahasrara on the Kundalini.
So the basis or the essence of the Swadhisthana chakra, though is aesthetics, the force and the energy of Swadhisthana chakra is attention. If you have a wobbly attention, if your attention is 1 minute here, 1 minute there, if you have an attention by which you just can criticize others and cannot see your own faults, if you have an attention by which you show people that you are a frivolous, nonsensical person, then your Guru principle is wasted. It is the effort of Sahaja Yoga that is wasted. And your Guru's job is also wasted. Minimum of minimum. First, the attention has to be pure. But pure attention doesn't mean harshness. It doesn't mean asceticism. It doesn't mean disciplining your eyes like a blinkers of horse. But in all freedom, your attention to be concentrated. Where do we pay our attention the most? If we are honest, we can think on human level, we pay our attention to our children, to our wife, to our husbands, to our family, the relationships which are with love. So, when your attention has got the compassion and the love for another person, then only you can work out the realization of others. If you have to work out the realization of others, it has to be an intense love for another person. If you don't have that intensity, you are just moving your hands, raising the kundalini because your mother has given you powers and it's finished off. That intensity of love can only give you success with your pure attention, and I think the pure attention can only love. Impure attention cannot love, because all impure attention is self-oriented, I-oriented. They are not self in the sense spiritual-oriented. But the idea that spirituality is love, it seems to be a new idea for many people. They think spirituality means a person who is just absolutely dry like a beanstalk and nobody can go near that person, nobody can communicate with such a person because that person is too pure. If the soap cannot cleanse your body, what's the use of having the soap? If the soap is afraid to come near you, then it's better not to be called as soap. So, we come to the point that the creativity, if it is our aim, lakshya, for that the attention we should purify and to be purified with love, with compassion. And the same attention, when it is filled with love and compassion, it gives you dynamism, it gives you strength, it's untiring zeal you get. And the joy of seeing your reflection into another person is very beautiful. No words can describe it. Of course, as soon as you take to this principle, you develop so many qualities within you. The first you develop is wisdom. Because you realize where you are going wrong, why this is not working out, why there's a problem, why your creativity doesn't act. It becomes evident to you, obvious to you, and you start learning. And wisdom comes to you and you understand. Wisdom is when you realize your mistakes and rectify them. And with that, you develop the balance, the understanding, how to deal with another personality. I always tell the story of a car, that there's an accelerator and also there's a brake. You have to use first both of them without understanding what is it. Still you are not a guru. You are not even a driver. Then when you know, then you automatically drive, then you are a driver. But still the master is sitting behind. So now you have to become the master. And when you become the master, you can balance the vehicle and you can see the driver, accelerator, and also the brake. And you can manage it just in a very simple manner. So this Guru principle is limited and goes on increasing its limitations, like the horizon. As you start growing into more creativity, the more people you create. And the central point of this one is the Nabhi, is the center, which like a big pivotal point on which the whole of this movement takes place. Nabhi chakra, as you know, you get it from your mother to begin with. So a guru has to be the mother. He must have the qualities of the mother, not the modern mothers, but in the real sense of the word. That a guru has to love her children and has to have strength and courage to correct her children. And the earnest desire should be to put the children onto proper lines, to guide them and to help them to rise.
So let's just keep our attention inside, keep our eyes closed, and we'll just meditate for a few minutes on Shri Mataji's words.
Thank you so much, Kabir. Thank you for that beautiful music to draw us up there into the silence. So let us keep our attention above our head on our Sahasrara. Our hands are both open on our lap. We put no effort, just allowing the lovely vibrations of the music and the wise words of Shri Mataji just to lift us up there and keep us there, sustain us in reality, in the present. And if our attention dwindles, we can always raise our Kundalini with our right hand, slowly, and bring our attention again back to the top of our head, and extend the hand above the head. And bring it back down. Remembering that our attention is ours to master. We can manage it. So wherever it goes, we can drag it back to where we want it to be. And where we want it to be is in reality. In the present. And on our spirit. For the part of our being that registers reality is the spirit. So we can bring our right hand and just put it on our left part of our chest, on our left heart. And just take a deep breath and allow the chest to expand. Becoming aware of our spirit. Aware of that constant, that eternal within us. And completely allowing our attention to be engulfed by our spirit. And that spirit within us is completely silent, completely detached. not wanting, not needing, just complete, peaceful and content in itself. And that's who I am. So just let that awareness of our spirit merge with our attention. And as Shri Mataji said in this speech, that our attention is love, it is nurturing, it is nourishing, it is loving. And that comes from the spirit. When our attention is pure, it is completely detached, like our spirit, just a witness. And in that witness state, with that pure attention, we get all the insights, all the clarity. And we see reality as it is. So once again, just let us raise our Kundalini with our right hand, slowly up the central channel, right up to our Sahasrara. And we can press down and massage our scalp clockwise just a few times. And again, extend the hand, and we want our spirit to merge with this greater, all-pervading power. So the awareness of ourself, our essence, sort of melts into the greater being, or this greater power all around us. We just raise our right hand above our head, and hopefully now we feel this cool breeze emerging out of our head. We can enjoy the miracle of it if we feel it, and if we don't, just have patience, you will, and bring the hand back down, and just leave us up there. We're going to stay there, where our hand was, in complete surrender, no effort at all. Just enjoying the bliss of the moment, the bliss of the peace of our spirit. Mother, please establish my self-realization. Strengthen my connection with the whole, with this universal energy. And please maintain me in that state of meditation, in that state of yoga, the connection with this power. And if there's any tension in the forehead at all, just say, I forgive. No matter what it is, I just forgive it. And I forgive that thought. And again, just keep the attention there, up there. We are the master of our attention. So take it to where you want it to be. And I want it to be on my spirit and on this universal energy, where I am completely at peace with myself and the universe. And always make sure that you are relaxed, that no tension is gathered anywhere in your body. You're at ease, surrendered. So hopefully we're all up there in that still, silent state. And if we want, we can check, are there any thoughts? Or is my mind silent? So hopefully we've all managed to reach that silent state. Feel a complete peace within ourselves and a crystal clear attention. And just to finish off the meditation, we can raise our Kundalini just like we did at the start. Our left hand is going up and our right hand is winding around it. And we'll tie a knot above our head to fix it there. On the second time, we'll tie 2 knots. And we can do this slowly with our full attention. We're unwinding this Kundalini and fixing it up there, where it connects us with the whole. And the third time we tie 3 knots. And then we put the bandhan with our right hand. We draw that horseshoe shape over our body and back again. And we do it 7 times. Putting that arc of protection around us that separates us from the environment and keeps us in this nice meditative state. Thank you. So over to you, Prasad.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Fadwa. So I hope you're all feeling very blissful. So we're going to slowly wrap up this session with some slides. So we hope you can join us on Sunday. There'll be another foot soak, meditation and a workshop, so you'll know what a workshop means. And the theme for Sunday is peace and well-being come from within. So we hope to see you then. The course schedule, we have two days a week, Wednesday and Sunday, and it's for 12 weeks at 8 p.m. Central European time each session. And you can use the same Zoom link. So yeah, that's that. So please, you can request a mentor by filling out a form posted in the Zoom chat, and we invite you to join our community in the WhatsApp group for daily spiritual messages and course reminders. The link is in the Zoom chat. So all the live sessions, recorded sessions, handouts are all available through the website, freemeditation.com. And we'll have a look here. So here's all the recorded sessions. You can get the music, anything that you need, the posters, it's all here, any handouts. Yeah, it's all there. So we really encourage you to visit the website and make use of it. So that's the formal end of this session. We hope you enjoyed it. We hope you had a blissful meditation. Please, if you have any questions that you'd like to get answered in a more private setting, you can write breakout room help to meet with a Sahaja Yoga teacher, or you can write any questions that you might have in the chat, and I'll invite back our presenters to the panel to answer them. Hello. So we have one question. Have you been able to strengthen your attention since you started meditating, and how has that helped you? Perhaps I could invite Kabir to answer.
Of course, attention helps meditation very much, because when you, the basic is when you close your eyes and you start putting your attention inward, then all your, all your five senses that are perfectly fit to perceive the outside world have no meaning here. So you cannot hear or smell or see or touch what's inside. The only sense that you then have is your attention. So going back inside means you use your attention as a tool to change yourself, and doing that over and over every day, that strengthens your attention and then deepens your meditations.
Thank you. We have another question. Can you share some tips for how to keep your attention steady? Perhaps I could invite Fadwa to answer that.
Well, the techniques we did today are very good, but I always think of something that I'm not sure if Shri Mataji said it or someone else, but it's your attention is like a donkey. So normally our attention, it's a bit like a horse. It's running wild and we're following it wherever it's taking us. But actually, when you think it's just like a donkey, you can hold on to it and you can take it where you want, lead it where you want. And when I find that I can notice that my attention is going all over the place, I just try to think of that again and think, okay, just drag it back to where I want it to be. And I find that quite useful, especially when it's going to places that are really not beneficial, that are, negative thoughts, and then I just think, drag it back to my spirit, drag it back to this greater power. And that helps me at least.
That's very nice. It reminds me of a poem from Kabir, I think he's 15th century Indian poet and saint, and he said that the mind is like a mad elephant, and the gap to cross the agya, this narrow passage, is as thin as 1/10 of a mustard seed. How can a mad elephant fit through? So basically, that's a paraphrasing, but basically saying the mind can't take you to your spiritual evolution. So we have one more question. Has meditation helped you keep a positive attention? Can you share an example from your own life? Maybe Catherine would like to answer.
Yes, of course. And on a practical level, what you can do in your daily life is when you see your attention being pulled out of yourself on different subjects, okay, bring it back, asking yourself, where is my attention? And place it here on the fontanelle. When your attention is on your Kundalini, immediately your body becomes more straight, but in a natural way. You become more quiet, and also you preserve yourself. You're more detached, and you see that your vibrations becomes immediately better. Because everything is energy. You put your attention on a book with a specific knowledge, or on a person or a situation, it has an energy and it affects you. So notice, really observe yourself and see what is giving you strength, what is bringing you force, peace, calm, cool breeze, and what is not at all, what is pulling you down. And this observation, you can start really doing it because it works on an energetical level. And this is the subtleness and the power of your attention, spiritual attention. See, always notice the effect of where your attention goes. And when you see the vibrations are getting hot, painful, unnice, boom, go back into your center, go back to your Kundalini above your head. And immediately you will see the change in your energy.
Thank you. Yeah. If any presenters would like to add anything, one other tip I thought of was how the use of the word Om, which is very powerful, and it's a mantra, and you can use it to take your attention inside. The A, and correspond to the three channels, and the last one, sucks in the attention, and actually the attention gets sucked in, and with the Kundalini becomes enlightened.
I remember a very practical tip that I had to at the beginning when I started to help my attention stay on that region of the what we call the Sahasrara, the last chakra. It was very practical. I put a paper on the desk beside my bed, and working on I wrote on it, put your attention on the Sahasrara chakra. And then the first thing I saw in the morning when I was waking up was this. So I immediately that trigger that habit, and that was very helpful to me, because then I could start the very start of the day without trying to be in silence, without thinking.
Thank you, Kabir. So we just invite you to again join the breakout room. You can join at any time. So yeah, do that. We hope you had a wonderful meditation, a lovely evening. Let's thank the presenters for a wonderful for sharing their knowledge and their experiences. Thank you.
You're welcome.
So thank you.
Thank you
Just
very much.
lastly, just like thanks Shri Mataji for giving us this meditation and helping us to ascend. And we hope to see you on Sunday. Thank you for joining.
Goodbye.
space. On the tabla.